Hello, I'm Brad Bennett and I'm Head of Distribution for EasyJet Holidays. Travel is a fantastic industry and it's also a resilient one. But throughout the last year and a half, we've continued to face ongoing challenges due to the pandemic, much more so than any other sector. And although some of us have been able to take action to protect our futures, we stand shoulder to shoulder with our partners and friends in the industry to call for greater sector-specific support. We've played our part to introduce discounts on testing and to offer the most flexible booking conditions to reassure our customers. But we need to do more to help rebuild customer confidence. Across Europe, travel is opening up with fewer or no restrictions. We don't want UK holidaymakers to be left behind in the race to the sun this summer, when the huge success our vaccination programme means travel can and should reopen safely. That's why we'll keep calling for a clear roadmap to restart travel meaningfully and safely. We need to see more countries with low infection rates added to the green list. And given how hard it has been hit, we also need tailored financial support for the travel industry. We all want to get back to doing what we do best, creating brilliant and well-deserved holidays for our customers.
The livelihood of more than 1 million people across the UK is dependent on international travel. That is why ABTA is delighted to be part of both the Safe Future Travel Coalition and Speak Up for Travel, two bodies that are bringing together the entirety of this industry, airlines, airports, travel agents, tour operators, to speak with one voice and to make clear that we need your government to take two critical steps at this time to help us. Firstly, we have to get people travelling again. We've got the traffic light regime. That needs to be enabled to operate in the way it was intended. We also need to look again at rules for fully vaccinated individuals around not just quarantine, but also testing. And secondly, we need the government to think again about the financial support it's offering this industry at this time. We're not in the same place as the domestic economy. We cannot afford to see schemes such as furlough and business rates relief withdrawn at this time. We also need the government to look again at things like recovery grants. With your help, this sector will make a vital contribution to the economic recovery of the UK as a whole. Please join us and speak up for travel.
Hi, I'm Kelly from Advantage. The two things that I would ask for from government at the moment are actually exactly the same as the two things that we spoke about repeatedly last Wednesday at the Travel Day of Action. They are, number one, we need a clear roadmap for restarting international travel to allow travel agents and tour operators to trade our way out of this and to plan for the next few months. This needs to go hand in hand with clarity around the data being used and communication on how it's being interpreted to again allow us to plan. Number two is a dedicated sector-specific financial support package. This would include the extension of the furlough scheme, but also additional grants for travel agents and tour operators while we get to the point where it is completely safe to resume all international travel. All of these things are absolutely critical as we move through the summer and travel options continue to be limited. Thanks.
My name is Chris Lee and I'm a board member and speaking on behalf of the Pacific Asia Travel Association. Last week, for the first time for too long, the travel industry spoke with one clear voice. What we asked for, and what the British travelling public deserve, is to hear and understand clearly explained criteria for a phased, safe and controlled return to international travel. We have not suggested ignoring the data, just transparency as to how the data resulted in the criteria for a traffic light system which remains unclear, unexplained and unworkable. And yes, we also still need to see some real targeted financial support for an industry that cannot see past the end of a furlough and the repayment of loans without the cash flow through another lost summer season of travel. If we've had a true failing, it is that the travel industry has not been vocal enough, lobbied hard enough and not held this government to account. That time is now over. And yes, Prime Minister, what we now need is real solutions in real quick time.
I'm Danny Callaghan, Chief Exec of the Latin American Travel Association. Last week I was proud to stand shoulder to shoulder with friends and colleagues from the travel industry as we went to Westminster to try to get our message across to the government about the perilous state that the travel industry finds itself in. As the economy opens up, we are one sector that is still being suppressed, with onerous restrictions and, quite frankly, a shambolic implementation of the Global Travel Task Force recommendations. I liken the travel sector at the moment to a pub that has been told that it can open, but it mustn't sell any food or drink. The travel sector is pivotal to the government's Global Britain ambitions, yet we've been effectively abandoned, with no recognition of the unique challenges facing us. As financial support for business begins to wind down this month, the inevitable result will be failures of travel businesses as we remain unable to trade in any meaningful way. We urgently need government recognition, a sector-specific package of support, including extended furlough without tapering and travel industry restart grants. We've already lost far too much talent from this industry, and the time to act is now.
My name's Giles Hawke. I'm the CEO of Cosmos Tours and Avalon River Cruises. The last 16 months in the travel industry has been absolutely devastating. We've had very few passengers travel, and even then that's a handful in the last couple of weeks. And we've had to have people working the whole time to service existing bookings, create new bookings, work with our travel agent partners. So our costs haven't reduced significantly, but we've had no income whatsoever. We're now reaching a stage with the ever-changing traffic lights, the ever-changing information about whether people can travel, when people will be able to travel, and the uncertainty. It's really affecting bookings, it's affecting consumer confidence, and it's massively impacting upon our business. We're at the stage where we need some certainty, or we need some extra financial support. With the furlough scheme running out, the time is really getting difficult now, and businesses are starting to run out of cash. So please, give us some financial support, give us some certainty over what may happen, and help us run our normally successful, profitable businesses in the way that we want to. Thank you.
Prime Minister, my name is Carol Hay, CEO of Mackenzie Gale Limited, representatives of the Caribbean Tourism Organisation Chapter, UK and Europe. Prime Minister, I've been in the industry for over 2 decades, and I'm so disappointed with the lack of support for the travel industry. Our travel agents are professionals. They have kept the industry going for many, many years, and now they need help and they need support. And we're asking you, Prime Minister, that the same support that has been given to other industries, please extend this to our travel industry. Travel means so much to the British public. Our agents are professional and trained, and certainly destinations such as the Caribbean, we need our travel agents. We're asking you to extend support to them now. They deserve it. Thank you.
This is a message for the UK government, delivered on behalf of the Visit USA Association's UK members and the travel industry in general. We've been asking for it for months now. We need clarity on international travel, and we need decisions to be made and finalised as soon as possible. There's been great steps taken in the last few weeks to move to opening international travel, but we need that to happen now. It's vitally important, not just for the general travel sector, but particularly in our field for the USA. Over 5 million Brits went to the USA in 2019, and it's a vital source of income for our members and for the US travel industry. And we need the sector to open up as soon as possible. Please help open up international travel to the USA.